Physics reframes, yeah? Okay. So I've got a few reframes of physics, and without understanding these reframes, the rest of the things won't make any sense. Okay, so I say we live in an emergent paradox universe. And what this means is when two things meet, the next thing emerges. So here's what I'm saying that happened for evolution, yeah? So the plants, they emitted too much oxygen for the atmosphere, yeah? So the mycelium, the mushrooms, emerged. Now those mushrooms were then too much everywhere. So something to eat the mushroom emerged. Now, off that emerged a precursor bug. Now this is where I differ to Darwinism. Now, the human brain has got 10,000 times more intelligent over the last 400,000 years. But there's no explanation for it within the food consumption. We've not consumed 10,000 more calories. Now, science argues with me and says, well, that's just brain complexity. Which I would turn around and say, 150 million years and a dinosaur's never wrote a fucking poem. So I don't understand where that comes from. And they're saying that energy conservation cracks. And I'm saying it doesn't make up. So what I think has happened here is those precursor bugs, let's imagine that all of these bugs have got a brain value of 1, right? Yeah. So if all of these bugs have got a brain value of 1, only the bug source that must have had a brain value of, I don't know, about 10,000 must have propelled it to what we are today. Now, they say that we learned complexity during the ape period. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. If our divergence was in the ape period, then why is no other ape species remotely like us? Why are they all more hairy and completely different? Which leads me to think that divergence was before the ape biome. If the divergence was before the ape biome, then the whole of their thing cracks. Because humans tend to build, and fish don't really build. And humans tend to have a very deep social cluster. And if you were to zoom out on human civilization, it's very insect and hive-like to me. And I would propose that the super hive is actually what happened. I would say that we are from a super hive species. And I'd say that same super hive species went into the land and went into the water, and went into the water rather than came out. I think that they've got evolution a completely convoluted way. I wouldn't say that it's that way around because their conservation cracks. There's no way that in their whole of Darwinism that shows where our intelligence came from. It just doesn't add up. A 20-watt brain cannot do what we're doing. I say, but this will get later on the maths and the science, and I'll prove it out. But I say we're topological transfers. I'm saying it takes one whole galaxy to power the intelligence of one recursive node, Earth, and that each galaxy has been placed specifically apart to be learnt from and do the one law of ethics, which is all things must loop and learn and be learnt from in peace, and all loops must be maintained. If you do the maths, no matter